What's up, what's up, what's up? Oh my gosh. Welcome back. Happy Capricorn season. Happy Yuletide. Happy Mithra. Happy Odin's birthday. Happy Osiris' birthday. Happy Tenenbaum. Happy all the season's greetings. Joy to the world. Peace has come. You know who it is. It's I, the Cosmic Prince, and welcome back to the Cosmic Prince LLC. This is a safe space where we connect you to the universe within by opening your hearts and minds one lyric, melody, song, reading, performance, chemical, sign, season, color, zodiac, symbol, and corresponding familiar chemical at a time. Please allow the Cosmic Prince LLC to inspire your inner worlds by connecting you to new realities. Welcome back, my loves. Hello, I've missed you guys. I am so happy to be back. It's been so much going on in the world. I've just been protecting my energies, setting up new foundations, and just recharging and letting a lot of my predictions and insights come to manifestation and just play out within these universal energies. I love you guys so much. I have some new and exciting things coming in the springtime and during this winter. But I just wanted to come to you guys and speak to you guys. You guys are my family. You're my cosmic gang. You're my cosmic soul tribe. We're a spiritual family. And I know that you guys have had a lot of questions about what's going on in this universal soul. Ooh, it really did just drop because it's a lot going on. Hold on. Can you believe that? I just dropped all the cards. I had to pick them up really fast. But I just been meditating with my crystals. We made it through the darkest day of the year, which was yesterday, December 21st, the beginning of Capricorn season, where the sun enters the southern hemisphere of the zodiac, which shows up on the east side. So happy winter, happy summer, happy winter solstice, and happy summer solstice to all of my peeps out there around the world. You know that I love you. Without further ado, I don't want to make this intro too long. But I do just want to tell you guys that I love you. I'm happy to be back. It's been a long time. I shouldn't have left you without a dope beat to step two, to step two, to step two, to step two, to step two. Picky, picky. All right, let's get into it. So this reading is going to be on, I know you guys wanted a reading on this, and I've been wanting to update you, but this is going to be on Tory Lanez, Megan Thee Stallion, and Kelsey Harris. Now, is Kelsey related to T.I. Tip Harris? You don't know. You know he got a big family. You know, Papa was a Rolling Stone, and he had sisters that was 112 when they died, but I digress. What do you guys think about the case? Now, you know this is a truth zone. This is a metaphysical correspondence channel. We use signs, seasons, the zodiac, chemicals on the periodic table to point out synchronicities, patterns, and correspondence with symbols, colors, chemicals, and our understanding of universal law and the nature within. I know that we have been watching this case. We have been seeing the spectacle that it is playing out in the media. But before I get into it, I just really want you guys to know that this channel is not for malice intent under the Freedom and Fair Use Act and the First Amendment of the freedom of speech. This is for educational purposes. This is for spiritual enlightenment. And this is also for entertainment purposes. If you find one of those three things to be true, then that's why you come here. So I know this intro is kind of long, but it's been a minute since I've been back and seen you guys. So let's just get into it. I want to look into the energy surrounding the Tory Lanez versus the state of California, the District of Los Angeles, to be exact, versus Tory Lanez, including Megan Thee Stallion and Kelsey Harris. Can you please show me the energy surrounding Tory Lanez? Now, I've been doing readings on this behind the scenes, but I just wanted to get past the winter solstice because we have a lot of energies going on right now in the universal soul. But again, I didn't want to leave you guys hanging. So first of all, we got the Page of Wands. Y'all already know what that is. That's my hot to trot card. and that's coming up, giving me Tory Lanez. Tory Lanez is definitely a Leo. I have the astrology here, which I'm going to do in this reading. So if this is kind of long, forgive me, but I want to give you guys all of the details and the information. And you know that when we come here, we have fun, we sing songs, we crack jokes. You know I talk the way I talk, but the purpose and the intent of this is to be enlightened and to educate while also entertaining you guys. So having said that, we know that the Page of Wands is a lusty, you know, it's that D energy. It's not the King of Wands, so, you know, it's not that I'm in control of my big D energy. This is that wild, charismatic. This is that sexual nature, sexual communication. This is creativity. This is passion. This is when I say anger, I mean anger as in passion, as in reaction. This is, again, the Leo, Sagittarius, Aries card. So this is giving me Tory Lanez's energy because, again, we know he's a little short. So he comes off like a page or a prince, maybe even a knight. But this is already setting off the tone of the energy and confirming that we know that Tory Lanez's reactions are very fiery. He can fly off the handle, good or bad. That sometimes he doesn't always think before he acts or reacts. And when I say think, he doesn't always think in the long term. He also has a very sexual nature with throwing that D around, throwing that D a party. But at the same time, he has heart. He means well. He loves hard. He just can come off a little immature and not fully developed in his decision making and his emotions. But he's very fiery. He's very passionate. He's very powerful. Again, we know that he is a Leo, and he's at the 6 degrees of Leo. So he operates his Leo through Virgo earthly energy, which is why he probably likes money, and he uses that to his advantage as being an artist and a rapper and being the object of many women and men's affections. And we know that his birthday is July 27th, 1992. So he has a lot of fiery energy. Leo being the number 5, he comes from the heart. You know, love can be patient and kind, but it can also be advantageous. It can also be fiery, passionate, sexual. It can pop off. You know, lions, they roar. You know, they pump quick, and they act like, they not act like, but they are the king of the jungle. So, again, used to having women fighting over him, people fighting over him used to fighting and things like that. Again, he has a lot of fiery and earthly energy in here. Being that he's born on the 27th, he gets that 2, which is Taurus, the bull. So again, he blows off a lot of steam. He could be a hothead. He probably likes to yell a lot and can be argumentative, but at the same time, he can speak passionate. He can speak loving. He loves luxury. He loves riches. That's probably why he's an independent artist, because he uses his sexuality and his power, his passion, that fiery energy to create businesses and art for himself, and he loves that. As well as that 7 gives me that Mercury and Venus. So he can be calculated, but he doesn't think for the long term. But that 7 is Libra. So interesting how this case all happened for him, starting in Libra, Scorpio, Sagittarius season, and really started to wrap up in Capricorn, which I find very, very funny. But just going over his astrology and numerology, again, Tory Lanez sometimes has to balance his head and his emotions with that 7 being born on the 27th. And he needs to balance it with his fire and with that 2 of Taurus. Tauruses can be hot-headed. They can be stubborn. They can be very vocal. They can be argumentative. It can be their way or the highway. When you add that Leo into it, woo, it gets even crazier. So he also has that 1992, which is the 1 cardinal Aries. So again, he's very headstrong. He does what he wants. He is good looking. He can come off immature, but at the same time, he can come off very forthright, self-righteous, but people look to him as a leader. Again, being the independent artist that he is, he owns his own label. He's signed to other artists. He is a father. And then you got that 9-9, which is Sagittarius. Sagittarius, more fiery energy. Aries is a fiery energy. He's dealing with a lot of fire. And then you have that 2 again at the end of 1992, which gives him that Taurus. So his greatest lesson is to balance his fire between his head and his heart, but also channel that into luxury, business deals, passion. Also his sexuality, and being responsible and balance how he does that, and really balancing his fiery energy, his fiery nature. That Sagittarius is about the muscles. We know he got a big one, probably a 9-incher. But again, how he uses that energy, who he gives it to, what he creates with that is very important and a big lesson for him, because Sagittarius rules the muscular system, the way that blood hits your muscles so that you are able to do stuff, representing higher learning, understanding how to think long term, how to think higherly, how to alchemize, which we're talking about that balance with that 7 in his 27th birthday date, balancing his emotions, his sexual energy, thinking more, processing his decisions more, and thinking about the people that depend on him. His life path number is an 8. So that, again, gives you Scorpio energy. That's why he comes off very hot and cold. He could be very emotional. And then he could be, because Scorpio, again, is ruled by Mars, is also ruled by Pluto. So he has a lot of hidden intentions. He has a lot of genius capabilities in his mind, but if he doesn't think before he acts, and he really allows that 7 from that Libra on his birthday, the 27th, to really guide his decisions, he will always kind of find himself in trouble. He will always find himself in some DMP situations, because again, his life path number is 8, Scorpio, which is supposed to be about universal balance, universal understanding, genius, the cycle of renewal, sexual energy. That's why he comes off very attracted to people, but also that's a magical, mystical number. And again, I believe all this kind of started off in Libra Scorpio season, and it progressed through Sagittarius and is wrapping up in Capricorn. So he has to use these numbers to his advantage and balance his water and his fiery energy to, again, energize his system, the things that he's creating, the things that he's a part of, with wisdom and balance. So again, it's not very wise for him to really jump into things that don't serve him. The reason why I bring up Capricorn, because in the traditional zodiac, again, we're in Capricorn season. So this is the 10th month, not the 12th month. But again, if you want to go by modern programming, which has everything off and out of synchronicity, his life path number would be 10, which is Capricorn. And then you break that down to 1, which would be Aries, which again is ruled by Mars. So, and Capricorn being the season that we're in, where he's like really facing a major life lesson. So I just wanted to give you guys some of the numerology behind what's going on, and show you how things add up. Because again, this is a metaphysical correspondence channel. So we're going to see those numbers, those signs, and those energies. Capricorn being an earth sign, Aries being a fire sign. We already see that with this page of Wands being a fire sign, and Tory is a fire sign. And the second card we got out in the present moment is the 10 of Swords. That means backstab or betrayal. The 10 of Swords is the completion, though, of a cycle. So there was some backstabbing, there was some betrayal. Again, we know that Tory was, involved with both Kelsey and Megan, and he was looking at Kylie. And so I'm going to do another video where I break down everything astrologically and energetically wise. But right now, we're going to see that come up again. The 10 of Swords, again, is the 10 swords in the back. There was a lot of thoughts, a lot of conspiring against one person to, again, make them look bad. This is his present moment. He's been worried about a lot. I know he has a son. He takes care of his family. He just felt a lot of, he did betray the girl's trust, but he also is worried about betrayal, backstabbing, people not doing him right. There go to 8 right there. Oh, shit. Oh, man. Oh, my gosh. So, again, this is with the outcome of the 7 of Pentacles. He's definitely looking at his money. And there go that 7. That 7 is the future outcome of, again, Libra, balance. Balancing Mercury and Venus, the mind and the throat chakra, the beauty, the luxury, the money. Again, the foundation of things, the kidneys, what they actually do to balance all the minerals in the body to make things activate. Tory Lanez has been using his fire really in the wrong way. And it's kind of cost him a lot of money because he's looking at his 7 of Pentacles saying, wow, I had to pay for a lot of my actions and bad decisions. And now I'm looking at my money and maybe his money is going down because he had to put a lot into this case. Right now, we have the 8 of Swords. There go that 8 again. His true life path number according to the actual zodiac. If you follow the original Western equator, I call it the equator zodiac because the new year begins in spring on March 21st. And every 21st, which gives you 30 degrees, which gives you 3, the signs and the seasons change. But again, his life path number, like I told y'all, is 8. But if you do it in the modern program, which throws everything off a few degrees, it's 10. So he's had to learn some big major lessons, and they both come out in swords. What do swords rule? They rule the mind. They rule information. They rule Mercury, communication. This to me is giving me the jury, and this is giving me where his mind is. He was very worried. He was very concerned, but right now he's really standing firm in his, I will say, innocence according to his belief of what his actions were and not what the public believes. Also, this shows me that the jury is definitely split. I believe there could be some reasonable doubt from this 8 of Swords with these 3, at least 3. It shows me that the jury is split. It shows me that the jury is not in unison, that they are split, that they are asking questions, asking for clarity because they are sure about their decision, but they want to be extra sure and they want to understand that if they come back with their specific verdict, that they understand long-term and short-term exactly what they're saying guilty or not guilty to, but they are not all united, and maybe some other people need convincing. Maybe these jurors here, these 5 are not all the way sure, but these 3 at the top may be sure. But that's also giving me Tory Lanez is not being trapped in his mind. He believes in his innocence. He's willing to pay for it, but he's also seeing that his money's getting low because there was some betrayal there. There was a lot of media. A lot of people's thoughts were against him and his actions, and he kind of knows that. So he's really trying to make amends for that. But believe it or not, there is love for Tory Lanez. He does feel the Ace of Cups, the public. Again, with this these 8 of Swords is giving me that public opinion has been split about him, but he does feel the love. He does feel the energy and the thoughts, probably through social media and people around him telling him that, hey, Tory, we believe in you. He's getting a lot of support. There is support coming out for him, but this is also giving me the fact that he was giving his heart to more than one person or this whole issue because it's right under him. The foundation of this issue in this court case is the Ace of Cups. It didn't come out in reverse. So I believe Tory really did have love for Megan and Kelsey, and he was just caught up in this Page of Wands energy and giving deed to both them women. And, him not thinking it would go a certain type of way, he feels betrayed by how things went, because again, it cost him money. Seven of Pentacles is looking at your garden, looking at your hard work and saying, I need to increase my finances before they decrease. But also he believes in his innocence. He believes in his position. He doesn't feel that he was the one that did anything wrong, but that he's being blamed for it. And also, again, the public spectacle around how he decides to do his relationships, or the spectacle that people made about him. He feels betrayed. But again, not everybody is on the same page when it comes to how they feel the facts went down. And that's very dangerous, because again, when you are dealing with, public opinion and people and everything, it can get messy, because per America, the United States, Canada, South America, Mexico, all them little countries in between, and touching on the Terra Fuego, aka Antarctica, Canada going really up to Ireland and Greenland. But if we focus on the U.S., Hawaii and Alaska included, and all of the islands as U.S. territories, we have the First Amendment right to freedom of speech in our Constitution, which our whole society is based off of and founded on. So again, you are innocent until proven guilty. And if someone accuses you of something, they have the burden of proof to prove it. You do not have to self-incriminate yourself, and you do not have to accept accusations as a public people as well as a private individual. And that's done to protect all of our rights. And he feels that his rights were betrayed and suppressed. But he does really believe that he is, right in his actions. He's not worried about that. He's just worried about other things. But he is receiving love. Again, this love happened against him. These actions happened against him because of a love situation. Now, I just pulled the Queen of Wands. The Queen of Wands comes out because there was a woman who used her fire, her anger, her passion to create a narrative or accusations, or accused him of, shooting her or doing something to cause someone harm, who Tory had love for. But at the same time, the Queen is looking at the hearts, and she's under this 10 of Swords, sorry. I don't know what Kelsey's sign is. You can't really find information on her like that. I would have to go to other sources to find that. But I don't know exactly when her birthday is or what her sign is. But again, the feminine energy is somebody betrayed Tory because the 10 of Swords is over them. And that's usually the person putting the swords in the Page of Wands' back, or causing all of this mishap and commotion, using their creativity, their fire, their passion. It's the same thing as being a Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, using that fiery, creative energy because of a love situation to cause betrayal, backstabbing, a swirling of thoughts and communications that kind of really isn't fair to the person that's being accused. We got the 4 of Swords. It's a lot of Swords energy. Tory Lanez was on a break. And this is under his 7 of Pentacles. Tory Lanez is definitely not valuable as he used to be. His money was definitely put on hold. He had to go on a rest, a hiatus, a sabbatical. He had to go underground. Yes, he's still been working. Yes, he has still been getting jobs and things behind the scene and private support, but publicly it's affected his money, and it has something to do with this love situation, with this Queen of Wands energy, him being a Page of Wands, this 10 of Swords energy. It's affected his money for him to look at his 7 of Pentacles and be like, man, I got to build up my money. I got to build up my wealth again. And him being on a, his voice again being suppressed. Again, Kelsey has also been in hiding. So if this is her as the Queen of Wands, her causing this commotion with her actions, because the Queen of Wands is actionable. She is the head witch. She is the woman who uses her femininity to get what she wants. She is the person that creates from attracting fire, attracting action, attracting passion. And again, that passion has to do with matters of the heart. Oh my gosh, look, I'm wearing a heart right here. So again, Four of Swords is taking a break, taking a rest. It's, again, praying to a higher power to rejuvenate you. And that's under the Seven of Pentacles because he feel like he lost out on deals. He's lost money. He's become a social pariah and the verdict hasn't even been out. I know the jury's deliberating, but again, Six of Hearts. This is Tory's family. This is the nostalgia that he has, his love for music. Again, his child. There's a child involved. And he is worried about that, but at the same time, he is, concerned about his family. He's concerned about looking back, feeling nostalgic. This could be reminiscing on that relationship and saying, wow, could I have done things better in my youth? I feel like Tory Lanez has maybe grown a little bit with this situation, not other ones, but he has a lot of growing to do and a lot of reflection, and he's looking at it in his reflective state. Nine of Swords. Underneath this, again, Ace of Hearts, Ace of Cups, there is a lot of worry and anxiety, wanting to get past something, not being able to fully rest or sleep at night, being a little agitated, being on edge because you keep replaying thoughts in your mind. Shoulda, coulda, wouldas. How should I do this over? How can I do this? Again, the jury is looking at the Six of Cups as this was a situation between people who were involved. These are some kids. They don't really look at them as like adults, but they're not excusing what happened. They're just trying to take in all the facts. And again, the jury has to deliberate. The jury has to stay up with these facts and try to mull through the truth of what happened. And a lot of people are on edge. They're not sleeping. They're talking about it, and it's causing people to be worried. This is also giving me Megan and Kelsey's energy that they could be worried about what's coming out, what's exactly happening as far as the case is concerned. Two cards fell out. So again, I got the Nine of Hearts. I got the Page of Pentacles. And I got the Two of Swords with the Eight of Diamonds at the bottom. Again, this is a metaphysical correspondence channel. That Eight of Pentacles is coming out again because Tory's life path is 8. Again, 8 meaning universal balance. He's going to have to grow up and mature in some things. And he's really concerned about his finances, growing his wealth, working on new projects, wanting to move on from this. This is also the jury deliberating on something concrete and final because they do have to make a decision. And at the same time, Tory is sitting down pretty confident. Tory is at the Nine of Hearts, the Nine of Cups, sitting smug and being emotionally content as far as the outcome comes because somebody is not going to be happy, but somebody is going to be happy, but it's going to come at a compromise. The Page of Diamonds under the Seven of Diamonds and the Four of Swords is giving me that Tory is ready to put in the work, that he might have to pay something. I don't know if he's like going to get a fine or something, but he's going to have to pay something, and he's going to be back in his hard working energy because he wants to put this behind him and get back to building his wealth. As far as the jury's concerned, they are split. They are tied. There's a little bit of confusion going on with all of the facts and the testimonies that they heard because they went through a lot. There was testimony given to the public, to the press from Megan and Kelsey's side. Tory never really got to speak. Again, he feels like his voice has been suppressed. He's been betrayed. He hasn't really got to speak up with this Four of Swords. He's been on a rest, on a hiatus. Yeah, he put music out, but we haven't heard him give testimony, and he never took the stand. And right now, he's felt like he's had to pay for a lot of things because of his actions. Not what he is being accused of, but he's being accused of this because of his actions. And that's something that I want to say, that it's not against the law to be a philanderer. It's not against the law to date multiple people and throw your Pia party or your Dia party. And it's not right to accuse somebody of doing something when you don't have all the facts. And there's a such thing as just and due process and the right to a speedy trial. This trial is the state of California and the District of Los Angeles versus Tory Lanez, who decided to pursue prosecution of charges against him according to, I guess, Megan Thee Stallion getting on Instagram Live saying that he shot her, and her not pressing charges or filing a civil case, but her saying that the state has the right to pursue any public information, whether it's a private matter or not. Now, had it been a private matter and they kept it private, then Megan could have went to the civil courts and sued Tory Lanez for damages, which could be recoupable by monetary gain. And then, depending on how it was worked out, if he settled out or he pursued it and defended himself, then the state could come in and have the right to pick it up, and they would have testimony, they'd have evidence, they'd have everything from the civil case that was done between two civilians to then be probable in court. So this is a criminal case that the state has the burden to prove using our tax dollars in the state of California with all the stuff we got going on. They want to use our money to pursue this. And look at how this spectacle is going down because of an Instagram Live. And it's got everybody confused. It's got society, the jury, everybody confused. And they feel like they're making a blind decision and they don't have all the facts because, yeah, it sounds right to say somebody's guilty of doing something wrong. But when you don't have all the facts, you can't make an educated or an informed decision. And that is what our Magna Carta and our Constitution is based off of. That's why we uphold, as people of color, the 14th and 15th Amendment, because the only thing that they really abide by is the fact of just and due process, even though it encompasses so many things that protect the liberties and the freedoms, the rights of not only the private individual, but the group of we the people as a whole. And I think people are missing that. But also I see the Eight of Diamonds as the state spent money to make money. So cases help the prosecutors, the courts, the media make a lot of money. The defense, who spends money to get their license to practice law, to defend the law and the Constitution and people of their innocence and their rights, they are put through the burden of financial gain to pay to defend their innocence, which is why I encourage all of my loves, all of my spirit squad, all of my cosmic family to really start learning the law. Get you a Black's Law dictionary, understand constitutional law, maritime law, understand jurisdiction, understand how we the people are able and able-bodied to defend ourselves in court. Fred Hampton, go look that up. But also understanding why court proceedings are private, why you do not speak out into the public and make things a public spectacle, or why we have laws and the Constitution protects us against the mob mentality, because you are innocent until proven guilty. And because people have talked to the media, who makes money off of attention and salaciousness, they get money. They get paid off of this. And they got paid at somebody's expense who may or may not be guilty. And when you talk and you don't save it for the actual just due process, you can self-incriminate, you can tamper, you can misrepresent, misinform, and also you can drag somebody's name through the mud as well as your own self as being a victim. And then you do not get to pursue that person who perpetrated you under the fullest extent of the constitutional law. But the court done made money because you got to pay court fees. We pay the court's bills as taxpayers, but then the court will charge you court fees because people had to show up and get dressed up and cut these lights on, while the media gets to get money off of ratings and sponsorships for running commercials and ads during your trial in which you're fighting for your life, your innocence, and your victimhood. So that's that Eight of Pentacles right there of, again, People are making monetary gain off this. People are making money off this. And Tory realizes that I got to get back from that 7 to that 8 because I have a family. I have a label. I have a son. I have my own livelihood. And, again, that Taurus, they like luxury. They like money. So he has a lifestyle to uphold, as well as Megan. This is also giving me Megan was in love with Tory, or had love for Tory. They had a relationship, as well as Kelsey. And both those women are coming up in fiery energy, which supports that they had an altercation. They bumped heads over this man who was doing it to them both. But that's not a crime. And that does not justify somebody being hurt or an attempt on somebody's life or safety. I think we miss all of that. But at the same time, it's cost Megan money. It's cost her reputation. She feels betrayed. She also feels that, again, her emotions are all on Front Street. Her personal and private life is being made a spectacle of. And as melanated, carbonated people of color, I don't think it's fair that the media continues to use us as a spectacle to fight against each other. People hurt people, people love people fight people love animals, they fight animals. This is a part of human nature. It does not mean we condemn someone when we weren't asked to sit on the jury. We weren't asked to be paid to be the defendant. We weren't asked or invited by the prosecution to prosecute a person accused of something. We're just watching and spectating as the public because we want to see justice served, but we also want to make sure there's a precedent set that we believe in the Constitution. If we don't believe in the Constitution, then we have no rights and we just living in a lawless land. See, that's why you can't be used by the media. And what I do here with metaphysical correspondence is to ground us in the facts. It's to ground us in the spirit and nature of things and not go off of, oh, I don't like this person because they did that. Oh, I don't like this person because I did that. Because really, bro, you should have been at home with your son, reading to him, servicing him, being a 24/7, 24-hour parent because you already have a child that you're not with the mother, so you don't know the influence that's going on. You can't just bring your kid to court now and prop him up as a tool to be like Kelsey is using her husband and her baby to be like, look, I'm an upstanding citizen. I believe in family values. Family values start in the home of the body where the spirit is housed. If you are that person, you wouldn't be in situations like this because you wouldn't succumb to peer pressure. When people ask you where you at, I'm at home. I'm at home with my kids or my girlfriend's kids or my boyfriend's kids, and we at home being a family because I don't have time to be out there in the riffraff. If I'm out there with you, I'm worried and concerned about what's going on at home because if I don't mind being out while I have a family, why should anybody be worried about taking me away from my family? We don't think about that. Under the Constitution, when you are submitted to that, committed to that, you believe in that, then you know how to discern whether you're in this industry or not. Because we make fun of a certain rapper or certain people who like to be at home with their family and be like, oh, they not out enough because it's trouble in these streets. It's trouble in these streets. There was an altercation again. Allegedly, he was hitting on Kylie. Now, I want to just say one thing. I'm not all over the place. I'm channeling and I'm on fire. Woo! So, Tory Lanez don't use condoms because he got a baby. Which I'm just stating the facts. You don't use condoms because you got a baby. You barebacking Megan Thee Stallion. Now you barebacking Kelsey. Kelsey is barebacking other people. Megan, we know barebacks other people allegedly. I don't know if you're not using the condom with him. We all human. Like, we don't really use condoms. You know what I'm saying? So it's no judgment. I'm just using discernment to say again, what is the culture that we living in? And you are at Kylie Jenner's house, who again, everything that she went through, I wouldn't even feel comfortable hanging out with her because, baby, have you healed and is your mind right from everything that you've been through allegedly with just Tyga and your family alone? Time out. You got a baby by Travis Scott, so you bareback that man. What's to say now Tory Lanez is going to be barebacking 3 people plus the other people on the side because now you probably barebacking Iggy Azalea, allegedly, because that's your girl or whatever. And we live in a time where we have biochemical warfare being disseminate it on the people. How is that logical, ethical? How is that constitutional when you are going to use your children and family values and your livelihood to emotionally suppress the people and get a rile out of the mob as you're trying to say someone harmed you? This goes back to the personal responsibility. What is going on? How did y'all get in this situation? And what are we teaching our children? As Black people, we can have more power in these situations if we just didn't go along with the get along. Because if you have a mind that's saying, no, I'm not scared of the world, I have my own world. I have to be present in my child's life, and having fun is different than being out in the streets when you could have been. I could be at home with my kid, making sure he understands this, that, this, and the other from an early age on. Because again, the people you surround yourself around, you get attached to their energy. You get attached to their energy, and their actions, because of their emotions, can put you in a specific situation that can mess up your livelihood. That's the lesson. That's what's being missed. But again, I'm seeing Megan and Kelsey here were in their Queen of Wands energy. Their words, their actions caused a potential crime. While Tory Lanez just being there, his way of thinking, his way of handling things, his way of being about his manhood put him in a situation that could cost him his fatherhood, his livelihood, his business, and his reputation. And that's what being wise and of sound mind gets you. Again, all these swords too show me people was intoxicated. People was not in their right minds. They was operating off of emotion. Megan is an Aquarius. So she's supposed to use her higher mind as an Aquarius, as a Mercury, Saturn, Uranus rule. But clearly she's in a lot of alleged internal conflict with who she feels she is as a woman. Because again, why would you get up there and potentially put yourself in a position to lie on Gayle King on Instagram Live? You went out to Mexico for your birthday, which really started this, the court of public opinion. Y'all don't have no weight. Y'all can't just force people into positions because you're getting an AdSense check from YouTube, Google, Facebook, Twitter, wherever. You can't do that, because what if that was you? The Constitution makes us understand, just like the zodiac, just like metaphysical correspondence, what if that was me? How would I handle that? And am I handling myself accordingly to that? Because everybody's livelihood is at risk. Megan's is at risk. Kelsey's is at risk. Tory's is at risk. Everybody's livelihood is at risk, and nobody really thinks about that. You know, again, this is a huge lesson for Megan, because Megan Javon Ruth Pete was born on February 15th, 1995. She's not even 30. You know what I'm saying? This is a big deal to have your life drugged through a public spectacle as if you're a grown adult and you're still forming, making decisions. Yes, you are going to make mistakes in your 20s. You're going to make mistakes in your 30s. By your 40s, your mistakes should start to lessen and lessen. And by your 50s, you really have a full account of, am I learning from my mistakes, or am I still going to continue to make mistakes and learn from them? There are two different things, because the things you learn in your past, they help better inform you for your future and your present. That's what I do want to say. Her birthday is, again, February 15th. So when you look at all those numbers, you got 11. That's Aquarius, which is February, which is, again, the zodiac sign of Aquarius. That rules the legs. That's why she could do all that twerking and hopping around and walking. But it also rules filtration. It rules innovation, communication, the inner thoughts, the blood flow going down the feet into Pisces, into a deeper thought of communication. At the same time, that 15th is 15 degrees. When you add the 1 and the 5, that's 6. That gives you Virgo. So she should have more discernment in her sixth sense. That 1 and that 5, again, is Aries. So she is headstrong, fire sign with that 5, which is the heart, which is, again, we got that Ace of Hearts. And her flying off the handle, getting overly emotional, coming off as a bitch, having a stank attitude, thinking she too good. These are all soul lessons that numerology, the zodiac, and metaphysical correspondence, spirituality helps you master so you don't get into situations like these. And we see all of that being shown to us through this reading right here. Again, she should have better discernment to put that Aries and that Leo together to get Virgo. And to think in her inner belly, in her subconscious mind, to say, wait, I'm going to think about my actions and use my Aquarius mind to communicate within myself. To talk to myself, to decide my decisions before I act on them, instead of just letting that 1 and that 5 rule my head and my heart to me to just pop off, blast off, and make irrational, erratic decisions, which are natural to humanity, but it takes discernment, it takes discipline, it takes patience to work with yourself. And when we pick people so young to be adult-like and market them to the world, they don't really get the chance to choose these decisions. I didn't want to make this reading too long. It's already 45 minutes. I hope you guys watch all this. I'm going to do a part 2. But I wanted to get through the zodiac and the chemical and the spiritual aspects that affect the soul, because we're all a part of this. Again, 1995, that's that Aries again. That 9 is Sagittarius. That 9 is Sagittarius. That 5 is Leo again. So Megan Thee Stallion got a lot of fiery energy. She's very creative. She can rap. She can freestyle her butt off. She can twerk. She's, an attractive woman. But she has to use all of that to her advantage, because what's funny, her life path number, again, is 8, just like Tory's. So they're both learning a big lesson of balance, of Scorpio, how to balance their creative sexual energy with their emotions and their thoughts. If you use the program, zodiac, her life path number is 5. So her life path number being 5, again, is heart energy, Leo energy. Her life path number is his zodiac sign. So they got together for a reason, to learn a lesson that spirit is trying to get them to understand and to pay attention to. And again, right now, the jury, just like everybody else, is split and they need more information to make an informed decision. I'm going to do a part 2. I've talked long enough. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please like, share, and subscribe. If you would like a personal reading or spiritual support, hit my email link below. I love you. I like you. I like you. Dua Duin Hotep. Hearts, hearts, hearts.